Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Oscar. And together we are the Ginfluencers UK.
So today we have a special guest. This is Craig. So Craig, tell everyone who you are and where you're from.
I'm Craig. I'm from Sunderland, but now live in Cornwall.
Oh, sunny old Cornwall. We like it down there.
And what do you do?
So I'm full-time job, Royal Navy, coming to the end of my career. So set up Mother's Ruin 1751 and launched 2 gins. Second gin being the one right in front of you now.
And that's the one we're going to be tasting today. It is an Old Tom. We have tasted your
Cornish Blue
Flamingo. Yeah,
and it was great. We loved it.
It was really, really good.
Absolutely loved it. So glad that he's produced another gin that we're going to try.
You don't just produce gin.
Oh.
No, so Cornish Blue Flamingo is 16 different botanicals, and we thought too many gin distillers waste botanicals. So we made a full range of preserves and also honey, which is obviously the honey we use in our Cornish Blue Flamingo and our Commander Fox as well. So a full range of all the different botanicals we use within Cornish Blue.
We've got them all here. We will be trying them, not on camera, obviously, because
we can't wait.
Oscar's a messy eater.
So I didn't know that he produced these, and he's come to our house today, pulled these out of the packet, and we can't wait to try them. Really can't. There's some amazing little condiments down there.
Yeah,
condiments.
Yeah, they are condiments. Yeah, well done. That's his word of the day calendar. That's come in handy. You also do a pre-mixed can.
Yes, so the Cornish Blue Flamingo in a can. We were fed up of drinking the really weak gin and tonics in a can, so we wanted to produce something where it was a drink where you actually tasted the gin. So we produced an 8% proof gin and tonic in a can. So it's like drinking a real double gin and tonic at home.
Well, we tried one earlier, and wow, you can definitely taste the gin in it. And I'm normally disappointed by kind of cans. We did a blind taste test of cans, and
exactly a year ago.
Yeah, exactly a year ago. Weirdly, a cheaper brand came out kind of better flavoured than some of the kind of big brands. This, you really know you're drinking gin in there.
Yeah.
It's really, really powerful.
It's a good representation.
And also, why, if you've got your name on a can and you're making these things, why would you not want to taste what your product is?
Precisely. Yeah.
So I think it's really good. We will be doing a video of those and featuring some of these as well. So stay tuned for those. But first today.
Well, actually, there was one more important point.
Go on.
Your company is zero plastic, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So fully zero plastic. Every single thing we use, the labels which are on the cans, the wax we use on the bottles, the seal wraps on the actual bottles of the preserves. Everything is plastic free, and that's a big thing which we wanted to do.
And we didn't realise how hard it was, because you explained it, even wax. Like finding out that there's tiny little wax parts in loads of parts of this.
And that's what we don't realise. When you go on a beach, you don't realise how much plastic is on the beach. And you don't realise a lot of the stuff you use daily, which you think, oh, I'm plastic free, is like even the ribbons. Obviously, some gin companies use wax tops without a ribbon in it, and you know how hard it is to get into the bottle. We've got the ribbon on there. Just finding a ribbon which didn't have any form of plastic in was even harder. So, like I say, everything, and that's why we make sure that goes onto the bottle, because it is really hard these days to find plastic-free products.
You did say there's even some plastic in some like actual the print of it. The
prints, yeah, the ink. So the ink which you use on a lot of labels has actual plastic in that as well. So it's really, when you're really studying a product and you want to bring something out, it's not just as easy as just go, yeah, we'll launch that. It's actually to find out that there's no plastic in there takes quite a bit of research.
I think that's amazing, because it's not as you're doing it for a gimmick, going, oh yeah, we won't use plastic, but the other things contain plastic. You're going, we want zero plastic, and we're even going to go to the extent of making sure the wax, the ribbon, and even the inks that you use. So that's really impressive, because a lot of companies out there go, we want to be as eco-friendly as possible, but they don't go the whole hog, and you have done.
Yeah.
So credit to you, well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's try this gin.
Let's crack it open.
Dying to try this gin.
So if you've watched our videos, you'll know that I do like an Old Tom.
Oh, and you didn't struggle with opening that one.
I struggle with opening.
So once again, anyone who watches the video knows that Scott struggles with opening most bottles.
Okay.
It's true.
Ooh. Right, and I'm going to give him a good glug because he always moans about the portion. So, oh, wow.
So yes, it's got a slight like orangey tinge.
Oh yeah, it has.
And is that from the honey?
So you've got the honey in there, but it's more of the demerara sugar. So the demerara sugar. So instead of watering it down with the Cornish spring water like we do with the Cornish blue, we water it down with the Cornish spring water mixed with the demerara sugar, which then makes it the like a sugar syrup.
Yep.
So
Yep.
It's a beautiful smell.
Oh, the smell is lovely.
It's actually quite floral.
and it's a gin what we wanted to produce.
Oh,
God, that's lovely.
wow.
We wanted to produce a gin where actually, if you couldn't get down the shop, you couldn't go and get your local ginger ale or local premium tonic. We wanted to go, well, actually, I've got ice in the freezer. I'll just have it neat.
This is perfect for neat.
So I mean, you're getting all the kind of like the kind of syrupy brown notes from demerara sugar. You're getting those kind of like really sweet spices. It's slightly orangey as well.
Yeah, so you've got the fresh orange peel in there. So a bit different to the Cornish blue, where we use a lot of fresh. The Commander Fox is actually there's only a few things what we use fresh. We use the orange peel, so fresh orange peel, and that what we thought is to bring out as much flavour as we can. But then you've got the things like the vanilla, the cocoa nibs, which is quite different to being in a gin. Cocoa nibs, the vanilla, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the allspice berries. We didn't want to just use ground allspice. It's the actual allspice berries, which brings out even more flavours.
It's nice. I mean, I can imagine this be great in the summer, but there's a load of winter kind of flavours coming off in there.
I'm getting spicy vanilla.
I'm getting tingling in my mouth as well.
With a hint of orange there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm getting off this.
It's really tingly. It's
lolling.
What's the percentage on this?
40%.
That is amazing. You wouldn't honestly.
No.
You could put this over ice, and you can't. I mean, I'm definitely. I can feel there's alcohol in it. I can actually feel it. So it's in the palate of my mouth.
I think it's the mentholness.
Yeah.
You're getting the mentholness
I'm getting
of the alcohol.
the airiness of it. But other than that, it's so smooth.
So what price is this to buy a bottle of this?
£38.50. We sell it on our website, but which is an average,
really
the same price as the Cornish Blue. We wanted to keep it at a reasonable price for an artisan gin. The demerara sugar, it's an organic demerara sugar afterwards as well,
which actually should kind of put a price up because it's quite expensive. It's quite expensive to buy. This is phenomenal. Do
you know what? I just saw we haven't even had it in a tonic yet.
We haven't.
I just realised we haven't even got that far.
We're gonna do something a little bit different. So the recommended serve is with ginger ale.
Ginger ale, yeah.
We are also going to do it with tonic as well. We're going to use a Cornish tonic and a Cornish ginger ale as homage because it is a Cornish gin. So we're going to try it both ways, and let's get to it.
Let's do this.
So let's give it a try.
There you go. There's yours.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you
Cheers.
very much.
Cheers.
And cheers, Oscar. Right, so this is with the ginger ale.
The Navas ginger ale from Cornwall as well.
So ginger ale is different from ginger beer because it doesn't have that fire. It has that gingery element. I actually can still taste the gin through it. Yeah. Sorry, the cats are actually attacking each other.
Cats are fighting.
Don't
worry about it.
I can still taste the gin for it. When we discussed it off camera, you were saying about the ginger. The reason for ginger ale is that it releases the kind of more kind of vanilla-y notes.
Yeah,
and I'm getting that.
I'm getting more vanilla, definitely.
And that's what we wanted. The vanilla we put in and the cocoa nibs. We wanted something to really enhance those because we're bringing a rum out later on in the year, and that's going to have quite heavy vanilla, heavy cocoa nibs in, and we wanted something really to marry it well with it. So that's why the ginger ale we found brings out those vanilla and cocoa nibs quite powerful.
What I like about it is because you can taste it through the ginger ale. that if you don't like ginger, you probably might like this actually perfect serve, because you're not a great lover of ginger. We have done a few, and you know, because we use a good ginger beer or ginger ale, he kind of likes it, but anything else he can't tolerate.
No.
But yeah, this I'm definitely getting the kind of, even though we've got orange peel in there, I am getting orangey elements from it. I am getting vanilla-y notes.
I'm getting a lot of vanilla and the orange, and I'm still getting a spiciness, like but it's not like when it was neat. Neat, I think was a slightly different taste. I was getting a lot more spiciness come through. This is a very different type of taste now.
I know that with an Old Tom anyway, it almost dials down a little bit of the juniper.
Yes, yeah.
But since I didn't detect a huge amount of juniper when I was trying it neat. But since putting ginger ale in, I'm actually getting a little bit of a kind of piney note there behind as well.
That's exactly right. I'm getting more juniper like that than I was neat. I think because it's opened it up more, and I really like the idea of that. Two very same drink, but two very different flavors.
So far you're winning.
Good,
So
good,
far it's really good. Now, for those kind of purists out there, you want a gin and tonic. We're not purists, but we do love a gin and tonic, and I love an Old Tom with a tonic. I know it's not the perfect serve, but we're going to give it a try. So we're going to go to one of our Hollywood montages, and we're going to make a gin and tonic. So stay tuned.
So, I mean, there's two montages
There's two
in one video.
yeah.
Do you know how much they cost?
Yeah, about £1.
Like, wow. Okay.
So stay tuned, and look out for the gin and tonic. So welcome back from our Hollywood montage.
I hope you enjoyed that. That's two for the price of one.
We were having a good old conversation. We can't see what we're talking about. It's very private.
When we meet up with you, we will tell you exactly what the
when you
conversation
guys
was.
come into our gin room, you're welcome to have that kind of conversation with us.
It was rude.
Right, there we go. Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, actually, okay. I thought the tonic wouldn't be as good as the ginger ale, and once again, it's giving it a different element.
A really different element. I see what you mean by using the ginger ale to release more of the kind of vanilla-y notes.
This has made it more ginny, more ginny.
And that's what we wanted. We wanted something where the gin drinkers could still drink it with a tonic and taste the gin side of it. Where if you weren't a big fan of gin, or you wanted to experiment with gin, you were a rum drinker or something, by putting a ginger ale with it, or you just didn't like tonic, by adding the ginger ale, like these ones, is you then can still drink it because it takes away of the gin sort of taste, which it's a really strange way of explaining it, but the gin taste, where this you can taste the gin.
The gin sings out through this. So you know, if you want a versatile gin, and you've got someone in your household who likes an Old Tom. I like an Old Tom. He likes a kind of more traditional gin. It's actually quite a good crossover bottle, because I'm tasting the kind of sugars that are coming through still, but it's fundamentally gin, and which is quite unusual in an Old Tom, because you don't normally get that much juniper.
It definitely comes out more in that.
Yeah.
Ginny gin. This I've just tried again, and do you know what? I've got to say, I like them both equally like that.
Wow.
And they are very different tastes. It's really hard to explain, but this is nearer what I would normally go for. And as everyone knows who watches this, Old Toms are great, they're fine, but they're not my thing. I actually really like this. I'm really enjoying this, and I loved it neat.
I think if I was in a pub, this would probably be the one that I was drinking all night.
Yeah.
And that, because I'd be throwing a few down, that one would be the one I savour more, because I'm wanting to taste those kind of
Isn't that weird?
creamy elements.
I'd savour that and knock them back.
And
I am not an Old Tom. We know this. I'm not an Old Tom. But
No, you're an Oscar.
Oh, thank you very much.
go.
Isn't that a cat as well? Old Tom is a cat, and
Yeah.
Oscar is a cat.
Well, no, Oscar's quite a popular name for a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Do you know
We're
the
gonna
story?
argue.
Do you know the story behind the Old Tom?
We do,
do.
but you know
We
what?
do,
We're
but
going to
you-
let you
but
relay
you-
it because
you
that's
tell us.
good.
So obviously our company, Mothers Ruin 1751, goes back to the Prohibition era, the Gin Act 1751 side. And within the Prohibition era, everything went underground. And to identify the distilleries, the bars, there used to be an Old Tom style wooden carved cat placed outside of the bars with a lead pipe which led down into the bar. And so lo and behold, what used to happen is like a penny or a tuppence, whatever it was back in the day, if you wanted one of those gins, which were the Prohibition era, you're not supposed to be drinking gin, as you put a tuppence down that pipe, so that the bartender knew that next person who came into the bar was wanting a gin, an underground gin, and that's where the Old Tom style gin came from. That's my understanding of the Old Tom style.
We are, we're lucky enough. So Craig's visited us from where he is down towards Cornwall end of the country. You've come all the way up to see us. So we're not far from the City of London, where one of those cats were put in place, and it's technically the first ever vending machine. So the historic one that we have in the city was the one that they used to put a penny in, and they'd meow, and then they'd get a meow back, and they'd put their glass there, and gin would be.
So there are
dispensed.
different variations of the story. However, we take away from that, it's similar.
But I know that you are actually getting one of those made, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're getting one made because what I would like to have one is when we go to shows, we have a bar just to entice people in, and I want to put one on the side of the bar. So then some people, like yourselves, would come along, you would know what that meant. But if someone didn't, then we could have the story and the history and explain what it is actually about. So we're getting one crafted.
I think that the amazing thing is gin has so much of a history, and it has a great history and a dark history, and this drink that a lot of us have grown to love and obsess about, like we do. It's really interesting kind of getting the nod to the kind of historical side to it, but also how people are changing it, how people are changing, like you're doing without plastics, nod to the environment, you're
Using up every aspect of it.
This to me is so great because you're using your botanicals, you're using the things that would technically be waste, and you're repurposing them because they are perfectly usable.
Perfectly are.
Yeah. When you took these out today and showed us them, we were I definitely was so impressed and so excited to try them because I am a condiment person. We have a cupboard full of every type. We've got every type of condiment you could imagine, and I can't wait to try these. I really can't, because I think you all know I like food.
At Christmas we do get hampers, and they are filled with all these types of things,
and we love them,
and we absolutely love them. So we can't wait to try them. Like I said, we have tried the gin in a can, the pre-mixed one, which is phenomenal. It's really, really good. We will be doing a video, so check that out.
Good.
We need to score this.
Yeah.
So you have come along.
Can you guess the score?
No, you have come along. But so when we bought this gin, we kind of bought it anonymously. You did.
I didn't know. Yeah.
And I'd contacted you because I'd actually bought tonics from your website.
Yes, yeah.
And then you mentioned that you was going to be doing a gin. He launched the gin. I then bought a bottle, and then we reviewed it. So he knows that we're honest. We actually say what we think. So we are going to be really, really honest with it.
Yeah, agree.
But I don't think you've got much to worry about, because what you've done, and I think because you've tried loads of gins along the way, and because of your travels, because of your work, you kind of know what you want. But I think you've done really well. But let's score it, and yeah.
It's
then
merely
you can see.
a formality, Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go. Do I need to dance?
Well, you don't know. Might be a 0. Are you ready, Scott?
Yes.
Go. Oh no!
You've done a.
I'm
11.
sorry. This is
that
an
means
11.
he gets the bottle.
Right. This is
You've
an
done
11
that on purpose.
for me.
And as an old Tom as
well.
well.
As an old Tom. This for me is my old Tom. So you've had your old Tom.
Right.
This is my old Tom. I absolutely love this.
This is fantastic. So my fave old Tom of all time has been Macintosh because of the kind of pineapple elements to it, you know, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. And then there's another old Tom that I absolutely adore from Cornwall, from Pocket Full of Stones. Your old Tom is great, and I'm loving the fact that you've used it in a different guise. Having it with this, with the ginger ale, for me is not a way I would normally drink it.
I do
and I'm
like
really liking
the
it.
fact that it's so versatile. That wins so many points for me. It's great with the ginger ale we use, but it's important to use a good ginger ale. Really is important, because if you buy, and I'm quite into own brand stuff. I don't think it's a problem with that, but there's some stuff out there that is disgusting. Some own brand stuff that is disgusting. For some things, you do have to buy quality.
But there's
this
also
is quality.
There's also some big brands out there that the flavour's far too strong. So
it's too much. It's far too overpowering.
So just use a small amount. Get what your taste buds kind of say. But we've used Navas, and you've used Navas in the past.
Yeah, lovely, yeah.
And it's down the road from you as well, so it's a local one. Well, we want to thank you.
Thank you very much.
We want to thank you for coming
I
along.
think it's great what you're doing for the planet.
Yeah.
So no plastic. Absolutely love that. It's all about the future
And
of the
guys,
planet.
you know what? It's not a gimmick. He actually lives by this, so it's not a gimmick. So you know, a lot of companies kind of jump on that bandwagon. It's not a gimmick. So hats off to you for that.
Thank you.
Because he doesn't have to do it. Some
Yeah.
companies don't have to do it. He doesn't have to do that, but he has done that. I love this. I love the idea of this. Can't wait. And I know he's going to expand the range because I've already given him some ideas of what I want for the future, and I expect them. It's on film now. I love the versatility of it. There are 3 very unique drinks here. Neat, tonic, ale, the ginger ale there. Love it. Oh yeah, and these, yes, okay,
There's
and the
going to be a
cans.
new version of this coming out soon as well.
Oh, a new version of
you
that.
go.
So right, you've heard that here first. So
Exclusive.
Hopefully, we're getting exclusive video for it. We will be making some cocktails as well. So stay tuned. We are going to start doing some cocktails on the channel. So stay tuned. You'll see those. We'll be making some cocktails with this one and this one.
Oh,
right. Thank you very much.
You.
honestly,
Thank
thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Right, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being here while we try this for the first time. It is amazing. So lucky that it was good, but I think people only come here when they know they've got a good product. You definitely have a good product. Be proud of it.
Thank you.
Be proud of this business, and we wish you nothing but success.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, thank you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop us a comment if you tried this. Were you going to steal my line then?
No, it's my minute to it.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.